Hey everyone, time for my weekly video update. As you can probably notice that my background is a little bit different, and that's because I got to move. So the past 3 or 4 days or so have consisted of me moving very heavy stuff in pretty hot temperatures, so I've been very busy. So I don't have a particular insomnia topic to talk about for this week. I do have tons of video ideas, and I'm always eager to hear about what you folks have. If you guys have any questions or any specific aspects of insomnia that you'd like me to talk about, I'm always happy to do that. I'm all ears. Just drop something in the comments section. And yeah, as you can tell, like I don't even have my lighting set up. I just got the setup, but I wanted to post something, and just reach out to you guys and stay connected and appease the almighty YouTube algorithm. But one thing I can speak on, I suppose, is that moving was a trigger for me beforehand when I was struggling with insomnia. And the last time I moved was about 3 years ago, and on the night, my sleep wasn't great at that point in time anyway, but I think I was doing okay in the few days leading up to the move. And in the few hours before the next day, or before I went to bed, I started thinking about all the things I had to do. I had to get the U-Haul van. I had to wake up early. I had to make sure everything was boxed so that by the time my friends came over, everything would be all set. And, there's just a ton of annoying little errands and things that I had to get done. And wouldn't you know, that put a lot of that one famous thought came across my head that we're all familiar with at this point in time, which is, man, I wonder if it would really suck if I had to do tomorrow without any sleep. And sure enough, wouldn't you know it, that's exactly what happened. This was before I knew exactly how to deal with insomnia. I was still in the days of trying to find the magical supplement stack or trying to find the perfect nighttime routine. I think back in those days, there was one mind trick that I really relied on. Excuse me. And we're back. Sorry about that. So there's one particular mind trick that I played. And by the way, I'm not suggesting that anyone do this. I'm just saying that this was just... It's funny for me to look back on the things that I would try to do to force sleep to happen that I know now that I don't have to do. Ultimately, I don't think that mind tricks in general aren't really helpful. There's one trick that I try to do where I call it eyes open equals good. And I would literally repeat that as a mantra when I was in bed and trying to forcefully escape wakefulness and trying to make sleep happen. And the whole trick of it, as you can imagine, was to just keep my eyes open as long as I possibly could have. And whenever I'd start to drift, have my eyes start to drift shut, I'd just spring them wide open. And, it's like anything else with insomnia. The damnedest thing about it is that sometimes it worked. I would see some results with it sometimes, and other times I didn't. And that's really more harmful than if it didn't work at all, because it sort of implied that there were aspects of it that were correct, but maybe some nights I didn't do it well enough. Maybe it's like some nights I didn't keep my eyes open good enough somehow. In hindsight, of course, it's rubbish, but in the moment, especially when you're scared, it can be it can be a bit puzzling as to why it works inconsistently. And the reason, of course, why I slept inconsistently was had nothing to do with the fact that I was utilizing this mind trick correctly. It was just because if anyone tries to force sleep to happen, no matter what method they go by, it's always going to result in choppy sleep. Or it usually will result in choppy sleep. I don't want to say always. But it's not going to be the good quality, natural, peaceful sleep that we all want. But this time, I'm happy to say that, like at this point, I'm a year and 3 months into overcoming insomnia, and I didn't have a speed bump. A few nights for the past few nights, I've been sleeping just fine, and that wasn't really a big concern for me. I was surprised that I wasn't worried about it. I definitely kind of expected it, or back in the day, this was something that would be a huge trigger for me because, again, I had to wake up early and make sure that everything was done properly. But yeah, it didn't really phase me that well. It was just another night, and it's kind of crazy to see just how whenever I talk to people about their insomnia, it's one of the biggest issues that comes up over and over again is that they they report that they don't see themselves ever not caring about sleep again. They all say that. And believe me, I know when you're in the middle of it, it feels impossible to overcome. It feels like you would have to force yourself to authentically and genuinely experience a particular emotion, the exact opposite emotion of what you're feeling now. And it sounds impossible at the moment, and to be honest, it really is. But fortunately, you don't have to force your emotions to be a certain way. This is just as you start to approach sleep in the gentler, accepted, in the gentler way where we accept whatever happens. Those sort of concerns just fade out more and more and more over time, and you'll get to the point where you'll have tons of reasons why you shouldn't be able to sleep this night or the next night or whatever, according to your insomnia. Maybe it's, again, you're moving or and you're starting a new job, and you're having personal issues and you're trying a new medication, whatever it is. And despite all that, you'll still be able to sleep just fine. It feels impossible, but I think that so long as you continue down this path, that it's not only possible or likely, but I think that it's inevitable. So I know this is really unpolished and this isn't the highest quality video, but I still wanted to keep something out there, to push something out there for you folks. And again, if anyone has any particular topics or questions about anything that they'd like me to speak on in terms of insomnia, I'm all for it. And this week we'll be able to get back to higher polished videos, and once I get my background set up and once I get my lighting set up and everything, it'll be just like how it would just be like how it's been for the past few weeks or months, and I'm looking forward to that, and looking forward to producing more and more content for you folks. All right, have a good night.